Let's talk.
And action.
Cause I'm the man. I got the master plan. I got the cash to spend. Yeah, I got the racks to band. So what you need, yeah, I got that. 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 Cause I'm the man.
Hey, we are back. The husband type conversation.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feeling, my boys, my bros? How you feeling?
We here.
We here?
In the building.
Yes,
In the
sir.
building, bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
Avengers. Hey, y'all know this is how we like to start off the show.
Yep.
We're not gonna pray yet, but we got to introduce the people, the brothers, right?
Yeah.
The core.
Yeah.
To my right.
Listen, it's me, Percy. Excited to be with my brothers. We got some incredible knowledge and some help for you guys. Tap into it. Get ready because it's going to be incredible.
Mm-hmm. Boom. To my left. Hey, you see on the shirt 4 corners, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. But now we in. Yeah. My dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Clarence Hill, a.k.a. Chill, a.k.a. T-Lee, all these nicknames.
Let's go.
Everybody know me by something different. But, yo, once again, just glad to be here with my bros.
Let's go. Hey, last but not least, we got to the far left. Y'all right? Kareem.
What's up, Kareem the Dream
Huh?
in the building?
Yes, sir.
Nah, man, super excited, man. Every time we get together, it's a blessing. Let's
Yeah,
go.
man. Hey, y'all see the fresh perm?
Not a perm.
The press.
Silk press.
Yes, sir.
Silk press.
Make it plain for the people.
Hey, so says the man who has no hair at all. I don't know what it's called. I think I done S-curl mine all the way out. Jericho that thing out. Nah, but
Some
real
call him
talk.
Jesus.
Son, Jesus. Hey, look, we like to start off every conversation with a prayer. So y'all know what time it is. We're going to bow our heads and get to it. Lord, we thank you so much for this opportunity to be back in your presence, to be back on this platform, to have a conversation that really demonstrates your authority in our lives, that demonstrates your lordship in our lives, that we give you all authority in this moment. The Holy Spirit has the place and the platform to speak through us and allowing us to just be able to receive what you've given us to share, as well as our experiences, not from a jaded space, but a place of healing and progressive healing and growth. So we thank you for what you have prepared for this conversation. We thank you for the hearts and minds that are prepared to receive it. And we honor you in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, that way.
Yo.
So, hey, I usually start off the conversation, but today, Jersey Percy gonna do it. Yeah, he got something to say.
Man, listen, we're gonna talk about something, and pretty much we're going to lean into the subject of what men need from women in regards to the support and the encouragement for them to be exactly what they need to be for their houses, their lives. We want to lean into that because I feel like, there is a responsibility, and that's not from a dictatorship sense, but there's a responsibility that the women have, and we want to tap into that. We want to tap into that because when she comes in the room, favor comes in the room.
That's good.
So we want to tap into what that looks like. We want, and our brother Kareem,
when it's the right one, yes, sir.
He's surrounded with favor like a shield. Come on, according to Psalms 5 and 12.
Come on.
But
Finding a wife, finding a good and favor.
And
with
favor.
the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, it's so man. I get very, very excited just thinking about who God has blessed me with.
Wow.
To be honest with you, I don't think that I've ever had this level of support that I have. I've had friends, I've had girlfriends in the past, obviously, right? And I'm not saying that they've never supported.
Right.
But I mean, there's a completely different. This is just a different level that we're talking about here. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that with my wife, she has been able to, keep my hands lifted when they want to fall. She's covered me with prayer.
Yeah.
She has encouraged me. She has, to me, is superwoman.
It's incredible.
And I think every man deserves and even desires a woman that can be that for him.
Yeah.
I can't speak for every man, but I think that every man does desire to have a woman that he can say, she has been my rock. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, we want to be the rock too.
Right.
But man, it's a blessing when you have somebody you can lean on.
Absolutely.
And she's been that for me. And I would say that started off with the fact that all in all, no matter what, I can guarantee you my wife always prays for me.
Wow.
Like if there's nothing else that I know about her, I know she prays for me.
That's incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
So that he that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtains favor with the Lord, bro, that extra favor is not just like favor from the Lord. There is a force of prayer, bro, that is like backing you, bro. It's like reinforcements from heaven.
Wow.
That are being sent your way because God said, this is your good thing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not something that you ever think of as a man. It's not something we really think of or consider. But I find it like to be like from here, how much I appreciate and how much I'm thankful for that, bro. Because there have been nights where I come in late from work and, you know, we make it a habit or a practice to like pray with our kids before we go to bed. And I hear my wife in the room with the kids, like praying heaven down for me, bro. Like praying for my mind,
Yeah.
praying for my like physical, praying for me spiritually, praying for me to be guarded from temptation, praying for me to like, to be able to fight against the enemy, praying for me in my leadership, praying for me as a father, praying for me as a husband. Like that is, as common as we would like to think that is, it's not common.
It's not common, right?
And I think a lot of men like don't even know that they need that or are missing that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't speak for y'all in y'all marriages when you were married, but y'all tell me, or let's talk about what y'all experiences were in that area. Was that there? Was it not there? Was it something you wish was there? Was it something you wasn't even aware of? Let's talk about it.
It wasn't there for me. It wasn't there for me because we were unequally yoked.
Wow.
Or even in my lack of relationship, because there was a time where I was not seeking God. But even in that space, because of my upbringing and the understanding of God and his presence, you know, in my life, we were just unequally yoked. It's the reason why, and it's what showed me how detrimental it is, specifically for a man that has a walk with God. All men really, but specifically speaking to those of us that have our walks and relationships with God, we have to have a woman that is aligned herself spiritually with God and then willing to align herself with that man that, you know, she's with. Like, I didn't know how much I needed it until I did find relationship and didn't have it. Wow. And the moment I made that decision to make God a present part of my life, bro, the way that the devil swept in and started causing issues was, I was like, yo, as a matter of fact, I can remember it's like God was sitting next to me and he was like, you know what's coming next, right? You know he about to come after you, right?
Wow.
You know you about to be attacked. And I had no idea that he was going to attack me in the very thing. We talked about fear on the last episode. I had a fear of losing my marriage because of my parents divorcing. And I expressed that to my ex-wife. But that place of unequal yoke did not allow her to have the empathy, that I needed her to have,
Yeah.
the grace that I needed her to have for me and for us to work through it all.
Yeah.
So that is, it's imperative, man. It's imperative, that prayer, that spiritual togetherness, that spiritual understanding between spouses, a beautiful thing that you have that in a woman, man. Because you're right, a lot of men don't know that they have it, that they need it, and a lot of them don't know that they need it because they don't have
They don't
relationship
have it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know?
I think, bro, if I'm being real with you, I think, because I've heard so many conversations around the topic of like, what is a woman's role? What is the man's role? What does a woman need to be doing for a man and all this, whatever, right? And like, we get real simplistic with it. And it's like, we need a woman that's going to sex us and da-da-da-da-da. She better cook, clean, and like, we completely miss it, bro. We completely miss it. Because like, the truth is that all women have the same parts, all men have the same parts. And it doesn't matter who you're with. When you connect, that's going to happen, right? And you can work, if it's bad, you can work on it and make it good. Right? However, you can't, like, if a woman don't have that in her to like, get on her knees to go to God for you,
Yeah.
to go to bat for you, to go, because like, guess what? You're going to battle every day for your family, right? So if your lady don't have it inside of her that, just like my husband's going to battle for our family every day, I am going to back him up. I'm going to be his help me. I am going to support him in the best way that I know how, in this way, on my knees with God. Bro, you are fighting a losing battle. There are so many things that we are facing, bro, like beyond the natural. So many things that we are facing beyond the natural, that we are like facing in the supernatural realm, in the spiritual realm, that we don't realize. The attacks that happen to us that seem like out of nowhere or out of the blue, it's not out of the blue.
No.
Things happen to us and we think, man, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Why do I feel like I'm being attacked, or why is this happening? Da, 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 da. A lot of times it's because we're not being covered properly, bro.
And let me jump into what you were saying, because I mean we can talk about the roles and everything, but it's really about assignment.
Come on.
And that, some people are like, well, I don't get what that really, but it's like when God assigns you to something, or he assigns two people together, they both play a role to assist the other in the assignment, right? So the fact that Kareem's wife can pray for him while he's not even home is because she understands. The culture saying is they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
And when you understand the assignment, you don't just understand it, but now you become it.
Wow.
You live in the assignment. Now my job is not just to be the aesthetic for my spouse.
Yeah.
But my job is to now be a pillar for them, so that as they're going out and doing their assignment, I'm now fulfilling my assignment so that I can support them any way possible. What he is accomplishing out there is being won on her knees.
That's real.
It's being won because
The war room.
because she's on her knees,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like when someone out there is like, I don't even know, what they're supposed to be doing. Well, the first thing, they need to understand their assignment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's so powerful about everything you're saying is where I'm more I'm practical in how I saw it. The perversion of the world is most men, secular wise, would go out and go hustle, go make the money, be the breadwinner. They find them a baddie. We go back to the baddie.
Yeah.
They supply all the need for the baddie. So maybe they don't want her to work. She can stay at home. She can go shopping if she wants. Not saying she's the bum. She's probably good at what she can do on her own level, but they're going out fighting against spiritual warfare. They don't even know it, because usually they're on the same side of the adversary. They just don't know it, right? And they're working hard. Then they come home and they're giving the secular version of what looks like king treatment. You're being attended to. Nothing spiritual.
Right.
Yeah.
You're being attended to. And what people don't realize, that even when you, as men, even when we have sex, we lose energy. So even just the carnal side of satisfaction, it's like eating bad food at some point. If you can do it a lot and you have the energy to also lose the energy. And people don't realize, even when there was a season where I had a creatinine levels, things dealing with my kidneys at some while ago. I did traditional Chinese medicine. The doctor told me during that season, I wasn't allowed to have sex because it can take away and it can harm you every time you release. So to think, there's men who have died having sex, strokes, heart, because everything's racing. So I'm just saying all that to say, it seems pretty extreme. You can go out here and win as a man and look like you're winning as a man in a secular, come home and be given something that feels good, but it's slowly draining you. Yet, when a woman that's invaluable, that you cannot replace, is spiritually going to war for you as you're going to war, because you're not on the adversary side.
Yeah.
You're already walking out having to fight a battle spiritually.
Yeah.
And she's home praying every day. You can't replace that help me.
Yeah.
That's a help me that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that part, Green.
Yeah.
We just think about the assignment in which we see in front of us, but the unseen, the spiritual is what you have to fight through daily.
Yeah.
And that's the war that wins, because our physical dies.
Yeah.
So the spirit has to continue to grow and live in that space. So to know that is a gem, bro. I didn't even think about that. My marriage, my last two, they were just a reflection of me.
Yeah.
I wasn't picking a woman who was praying, because I wasn't even praying like that.
Yeah, that part.
So I can't speak on behalf of the lack of somebody who didn't know no better, as I'm projecting what I'm reflecting.
Bro, I chose.
I chose.
I chose
I
that
chose.
way.
Yeah.
I chose that way because I said to myself, I'm not in right standing with God. Who am I to judge her?
There we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Even though I knew we had a different level of spiritual understanding.
Well, is it, and then, to go back to Percy's point about assignment, did we understand our assignment?
No.
Because if we understood our assignment, that would help us to be in alignment to pick the right partner.
to choose better.
To choose better.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because, bro, you know how many times, bro, I'm not making this up. You know how many times, bro, that, like, in the world, I go out into the world and I'm the Mr. Do It All, Mr. Save the Day, that guy, and then come home and feel so defeated. But like, because my wife is like in her word, and because she's so like plugged in, she can immediately pick it up, and she will remind me of the assignment on my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's her assignment.
Because that's her assignment.
Yeah. And she could have chose entitlement, because that's a different form. Some spouses will choose, I don't have to do all that because I'm still here.
Yeah.
Or I'm taking care of all the kids.
Yeah.
Or I'm providing you with what you need. But it's like, before we can get into that, first of all, entitlement is a spirit.
Or hold on, or you're the covering.
Right.
It's all on you.
It's all on you. Yeah. That's the entitlement.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do it because this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And that plays such a major, it can be such a hurtful thing, because it's like, wait a minute, I need you to show up.
Are we working in tandem?
I need
Are we
you
working as a team?
I need you to show up. I need us to, we have to somehow come to the table and together and say, and one of the things, like, it's like, what do men need?
Yeah.
What is that we don't say as men that we need from our women?
Yeah.
One big thing in what we're talking about, flat out, is accountability. Because it takes accountability to realize that that is your assignment.
Yeah.
This is the role that you play.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, and selflessness versus, like you said, I don't have to do this because you the man.
Yeah.
Well, I got to do everything.
Right.
I got to hold myself up too. Like,
Hey, look, I've seen posts where women say, I seen a post. It was a good-looking woman. She said, I have my MBA. I got my own house. I got my own car. I know how to do this. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. What am I missing? Why am I still single? And, like, I'm thinking to myself, if that was if those were the markers, for like the determination on like you not being single, trust me, you wouldn't be single.
You wouldn't be.
Right?
No question.
But I think where a lot of women might miss it, back to your point, is that they don't understand that us as men already in our strength are going out and being strong.
Yeah.
But when we come home, bro, we don't want, like, we need somebody to hold us up, like you said, bro. We don't have, like, as much as we can have this conversation right here as men and be vulnerable amongst each other and
Yeah.
stuff, bro, you want your queen at home to be able to really go home and like open.
Yeah.
We
Open.
want our woman to be that place of comfort,
Yeah.
Safe space,
safe space.
place of peace.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's no secret. We want to be able to. The thing that we don't get to do on a regular basis as men is just completely let go of the pride, the strength, the courage, all those things that we are supposed to uphold as men. We never get to put that down.
Yeah.
And with the woman that we choose to be with, that's what we want to be able to do. And when we find out that we can't do that,
That's the
because you're
problem.
going to hold it against us,
Yep.
because you're going to hover it over our heads,
Yeah.
you're going to use it as a weapon to make us feel weak
Yeah.
when things aren't going your way. Like,
And the detriment of that is that sometimes that can push the man towards another woman.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yep,
It opens the door. It opens
Or
the door.
anything to fill the void.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything. It opens the door
Anything.
for something else to
Yeah.
to have the access
yeah,
to be able to do what
yeah.
your man was wanting from you.
And you know the messed up thing about that is 9 times out of 10, what he goes and finds is a mirage.
Absolutely.
It's temporary
Temporary fix. That's what it is.
at
Yep.
best.
Yeah.
So I want to ask Kareem, with you in this space that's beautifully articulated, you have a gift. You have, her name is Favor. You have Favor, right? What was it that was able to make you so aware that her name is Favor for you, meaning your wife? You know, like, how did you? The world would be like, how'd you get so lucky?
Yeah.
We're like, what was it that you noticed within your walk with God? Is it a projection and a reflection that you saw? You were already in a space. You were able to recognize flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. I shall call her Favor. Were you in the right space? Do you feel like you were?
I think I was in a space where, like, I was personally like adamant about pursuing my relationship with God. But I think that even in that time, I seen the sacrifices that she made.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah,
please?
absolutely. So, like, I made it a personal duty of mine to get up every morning at 5 a.m. and pray. And when this is prior to us getting married, when we were dating, or like, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriend.
yeah,
When we were boyfriend, girlfriend. I then started calling her and was like, in the morning, I'm pray. I want you to hop on with me and pray. In the mornings, it would be her snoring in my ear while I'm praying, bro. Ain't lying to you. And she don't snore nicely. Okay. But I tell you what, bro, the roles reversed. And there'd be times where I'd be tired because I worked the overnight shift. I had college and I would work and I still try to get on the phone to pray and I'm sleeping and she's praying. You know what that showed me? Do you know what that showed me? That showed me that not only is she willing to pray while I sleep. Remember what Jesus said in the garden? Are you willing to, are you just gonna sleep while I'm praying? Y'all gonna pray while I'm sleeping? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But not only did it show me that she was willing to pray, but it showed me that she was malleable as a woman. Because I led by example and she followed, bro, without me saying a word. I didn't say, yo, you need to do this. she picked up on it, bro.
And without fear.
Without fear, she picked up on it. Because here's the thing, bro. A lot of times we need our women to be specifically designed or catered to us on who we are, and there are certain things that we would like for them to do without us asking. Once they start doing stuff without you asking, almost as if like they almost like they know you.
Yeah.
You know you got you one, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know this one is special.
Absolutely.
You know this one is special because she has started to become one. She's already starting to become one.
Yeah.
Like there's a merging that's beginning to happen. Like
Spiritually.
there's a yeah, bro.
Yeah.
There's a merging that's beginning to happen. You won't have to tell her what you don't have to tell her. She already know.
Yeah.
Listen, I already know he getting off work at the time. Anytime he get home, this is how this helps him to relax.
Yeah.
You never asked her to set set the tub. You never asked her to do that. And when you come, it's there.
Yeah. They become
Let
selfless.
me raise my hand on something. This is powerful because I'm learning something that I didn't learn when I was younger, and nobody gave me a little bit of a sneak peek. You just gave me a sneak peek immediately because I'm thinking practically. If I were to be in a space now, which I'm in a season where I'm in a holding space, God has got me in this singleness, getting everything worked through and worked out. Thank God. When it's my turn, I have to apply testing the fruit by the fruit. There's something that I would not have known to do. If an OG would have told me when I was younger, hey, man, I ain't going to lie to you. Instead of seeing you one that's bad and they look good, see if she'll pray with you. Set up a time. Lead by example. And what I'm saying is you can test the spirit by the spirit.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that's going to be fruitful, it'll show itself.
Oh, 1,000%.
And if you know how to approach it, like King Solomon literally tested whose baby this was.
This was, right.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
No one, I'm not going to say, I ain't going to call him out, but I just didn't have that level of impartation given to me. Young man, young buck, check this out. You like them girls that look good. That's cool. That's the only thing you see. But spiritually, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you game on spiritual. Do this and see what she does. Pass me the sword. Bring me my sword. Let's see who baby this is.
Right.
You about to cut this baby in half?
Yeah.
The king made the wisest decision to give me my sword, let's cut this baby in half. The moment he was about to, one yells out, no, give the baby to her.
Who really, that was the real mother.
That's the real
Thank
mother.
you, because the other woman said do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Because there was no investment, there was no attachment,
Yeah.
there was no alignment to it.
Yeah.
The real mother knew.
Yeah.
I would rather.
get
Yeah.
and that wisdom, man couldn't have taught you that.
No, that's divine.
That's
download.
divine wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Because that to me, bro, do you understand? The first connection of success in relationship is friendship. Spiritual connection is what's the foundation of friendship.
Right.
Then when it becomes more, you get into like a special place where you identify it, then it becomes emotional.
Right.
Then on the highest level of covenant, the bedroom is undefiled. That's intimate.
Right.
So the friendship level, you saw spiritual connection.
1,000%. That's like it's like you miss a morning call, a morning prayer call. She calling you now like, you overslept? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's how you know, because guess what? Not only is she like catching on, but now she holding you accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You not be the man. Remember, you set this precedent. You set this rule. This is the path you laid before us. Don't forget it.
And I just want to take just a quick moment. Again, we ain't even got to talk about it now because we've talked about it on the last episode, but time.
Yeah.
That happened with time.
Yeah.
It didn't happen the day after y'all met.
No.
It didn't happen a couple of times
Yeah.
after you prayed.
Yeah.
It
But
happened.
it was intentional.
It was
It
intentional.
was
very
intentional.
He led with intentionality.
Because even when we walked in, Teela was talking about working out
yes.
and how he got so into it where if he missed it, it was hurting. Because he put so much time in making that no longer just something that he wants to do, but now he needs to do it.
Yeah.
And when you have that kind of relationship, the desire becomes, no, we have to do this now.
Yeah.
Because I realize that this is the source of our strength.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is what binds us together.
Yeah.
This is what keeps us. You know, on Valentine's Day, I took my lady out to dinner, and she said, "What's one of the things that that you really love about us?" And I said that we were friends first, because I understood the foundation of trusting and being able to be honest and like you before I love you, versus being googly eyes and not really like you.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I appreciate you because you allowed me to not just lead, but you allowed me to do this at my pace. But not that it was just about me, but I did it on the strength of I felt like this was best for us, right? She said, "What's one thing that I can do better?" I said, "There's nothing, not right now." And the reason why I said that is because there's no expectation. We put false expectations on us.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel rushed about anything anymore.
That's right.
I just talked to Queen about this earlier. I said, I'm in a place where I don't want to have false expectations about what it should be. How about let's try to make it what it can be?
Yeah.
100.
You know what I mean? Like, let's strive to be what it can be. I don't want to have this falsehood of what others say
It's supposed
Exactly.
to be.
it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Because Kareem and B, they were in a spiritual place where prayer together was what it should be. But someone out there might not have someone
Yeah.
who prays, period.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
What does that look like?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
You're praying, they're not.
Yeah.
What do you do? You know, it's like, well, how do I bring this level up? How do I incorporate this in my life? Well, it starts with you just saying, hey, can we just pray a little prayer together? Or can we even read a prayer? Something. It's like something that you can do to kind of like incorporate this, because at the end of the day, we are spirit led. We're spirit filled. And it's like once we lock in that on that playing field. So me and my girl, we're friends, we're dating, we pray on Mondays, we date on Tuesdays, we go out during the week. You know, we have certain things that we're trying to put things in place.
Yeah. You build a
Because I
habit, you
understand,
build a culture. You
yeah,
build
and I understand what culture we're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything, and I'm not saying that we can't meet on Wednesday, but I'm just saying we put things in place because we understand where we're at.
Yeah.
We're both very busy, but we're not trying to neglect that one-on-one time.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that, you know, that desire to want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can fuels her to do everything that she can. When he was praying,
See.
B was sleeping.
That's right.
When she was sleeping, B, you know, when he was sleeping, B was praying. It's like, well, actually, we're working like it's
Yeah. It's in tandem.
And those
Yeah.
those are the forms of reciprocation
yeah,
that men need in relationships.
Absolutely.
It's not the tit for tat, you do the same thing I just
No.
did for you.
yeah,
That's not the reciprocation that we ask for.
absolutely,
That's exactly what it is, man. In its different forms.
different forms.
In the needs of different people's,
Yeah,
relationships.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna shake something up though. Now I'm listening to y'all. I'm realizing that we may have to. I'm realizing, my bad, that we would have to become what we need. And the reason I'm saying that is because I remember the list, right? Make a list of what you want in your woman, your wife. And I know for a fact my list was like, it was wholesome. It was good. It was clean. It was clear. And then I remember finishing it up, and I'm looking through it, looking down, and I'm looking, and the revelation, Holy Spirit just gave me simple revelation. Now become everything you're wanting that.
Yeah,
In her, you become that.
yeah,
And I'm like, yo, that's wild, because you confirmed it. You got what you became, and you led with what she can follow.
yeah,
So ultimately, what we need is to become what we need as men.
yeah,
It's really simple. Make a list of what you want in your wife, and you become that.
Yeah.
Because what my dog did, he prayed, and he told her, hey, or asked her, do you mind praying with me in the morning?
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. So in order for me to actually see the fruit of it, I want to be able to share this as an opportunity, because this is what when he's focused, he's focused. So anything that you do, not saying you have to be like T, but if T presents something that is an opportunity to meet me here,
Yeah.
pun intended, MEET, meet me. I'm going to give you this. Can you help meet me 5 in the morning?
Right.
Can you help meet me in this conversation? Can you meet me on Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing that we're the thermostat.
Yes, sir.
And we set the temperature.
Yeah.
They're the thermometer.
Right.
And if they don't receive it, I don't think they're a bad person.
Nope. Right.
You just, that may not be your fruit.
Right.
It may be a GMO, genetically modified. It may not have seeds in it.
Right.
So we're gonna get that back. But I love that though.
My version of the nature of their relationship as it pertains to prayer
Yeah.
is communication.
That's good.
I set that precedence,
Absolutely.
and it was a precedence that she wasn't used to.
Oh.
But now the level of communication that we have is so high that there has not been anything that I have not been able to talk to her about.
Wow.
And it ain't the easy stuff. I ain't talking about cookie cutter conversations. I'm talking about conversations that in the wrong relationship will break the relationship.
Yeah.
And we can have the conversation without argument, without dissonance. And at the end of it, there's always clarity, understanding, and resolution.
So hold on. Now y'all gotta listen. What, BC, this is my camera. BC, this is my camera. Okay, y'all gotta listen. My dog said, "What at the end of it? It's clarity." You use some big words too. Dissolution, something else.
Resolution. And understanding.
And understand. Now the truth is, y'all missed what he said. Like he said, his version of prayer is his version of communication. So my dog was already talking this way before she became reciprocal
Exactly.
or reciprocating
Of
what
that
was.
communication.
You get what I'm saying? Reciprocation before that became a thing. So it's amazing that as you being a leader in that space of communication, you literally had time to cultivate and grow into a space of emotional maturity,
Yes.
a form of articulation,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you offered that to her,
Yes.
and she actually received it,
Yes.
and reciprocated it.
Yes.
It's
We 2 for 2 right now.
you know
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my thing is.
You know what? Like even listening to this, right? The thing is that there is such like tandem. There is such a cooperation. There's such a level of teamwork that's happening within. Like once a man invites you in, he opens the door and he invites you into a space as a woman, and you come in and have earned a certain level of trust and earned a certain level of respect and honor from this man, you will then find that the man will reciprocate that back to you. Because listening to T, right, I sucked at communication, bro. But my wife was phenomenal. Like I'm like, she wanted to over communicate. She talking about it. I was like, oh my God, it's okay, it's cool. I told you I'm straight. We good. Like no. Like what do you mean by that? Like I'm like, I just told you I'm good. We straight. No, let's talk about that. Why did you feel that way? And I'm like, But what she did was she was teaching me how to communicate, right? So on one end, I taught her something that was important for me, right?
Yeah.
The prayer.
Yeah, that's so good.
And on the other end, she's teaching me communication. But what's happening the entire time is we're just working in tandem and building.
Yeah, building.
We're building. We're building.
Strengthening.
And we're strengthening. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why I really, really hate when people say marriage is just a piece of paper. It's not. It's not. There is so much building that's happening. There's really the two becoming of one flesh.
Yeah.
This is a real thing, fam.
Building, yeah.
But again, if it's not good for somebody who's a man and his marriage isn't good, it's not marriage that's the issue. It's the man. What are we talking about? Like, you don't go to you want to go work out and gain muscles like T. Lee. You're not lifting no weights. You show up in the parking lot and you walk inside and you walk on the treadmill for maybe 10 minutes and you leave. you can't develop nothing like that. There's a habit that you have not developed to be successful in what you say you want to grow in.
Yeah.
So being technically married, yeah, you can be that. I was a glorified boyfriend with a contract. I ain't do no work though. This is the first time in my life where I'm like, yo, the work that God is giving to me, the work that I'm having to get in this season, I'm not wasting this work, my boy.
Yeah.
Because you realize
you will not go back to where you were.
What?
Because it's too much work.
Too much work
for
my
you
boy.
to you know, people talk about settling, but they look at even settling the wrong way. Look, like once you get into that place of knowing, you can't go backwards.
You cannot go backwards.
You can't go backwards.
So again, it's what you put in is what you get out. Like you're the sum total of what you deposit. And if your bank account says 0, bro, don't ask for no line of credit. Your line of credit is get up and get to it. You better get on your knees while she getting on her knees. And we ain't talking about the other knees. Yeah. We talking about from where your eye looks up into the sky. Not your eye look in the sky, not that way. You know what I'm talking about?
Not that way.
No, because as men we have it so perverted at times. I mean, we've been there where I know I've been there where it's like you think the things of the world suffices and it satiates your being, and you're like, yo, I'm slowly dying every day. Dude, bro, this is so far left, but we eat things that decay every day. Everything about our life is dying. The one thing about our life that we need the most is the Spirit of God and the Spirit that's in us. So when you have a woman who reflects what you project spiritually, that's where you said the tandem. That's where God, man, he delights in his children coming to him and actually spending time with him. To becoming one, that's where favor is brought.
Yeah.
And that's where the work is worth it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we put work into relationships that aren't worth the work.
Ain't worth it. Oh my God.
Ooh,
Yikes.
ooh, my God. Somebody need a trainer. Somebody need a trainer. Leave Planet Fitness alone. Stop playing. Shut up.
Putting the work into something that ain't worth it.
That's it. But then you're not
And
recognizing
look
it.
though, as a man, we always go back to this. As a man, we understand that worth by our connection to God.
That's what I'm about to say. The ones who obviously is in a relationship where they put in work and it ain't worth it, you're not connected to nothing. You run on double A
Because
batteries.
if you're doing this thing right, at the end of the day, we have to choose.
Yeah.
Ooh,
God will put the woman in front of us
there we go.
when we're in right place.
There we go.
But we still have to choose.
And let's dispel it now. I'm in the name of Jesus. I'm rebuking it because I had somebody tell me what I'm like. You lying? God chooses your spouse. He does not choose your spouse. The numbers 36 in Old Testament. They had back then it was tribal alignment because Christ didn't come and sacrifice his life yet, so there was no spiritual alignment. So even in the tribe, I forgot his name. Zeph starts out with a Z. Go to Numbers 36. God told the women that were in that tribe, basically, or the men, go choose your mate within the tribe. When God made Eve, he presented. So we're a part of what you said. We're the choosers, but we make God an active participant based off of what we see that we believe is good. Now, God, can you confirm? Because God is not going to he ain't going to be blamed for the mess that you picked and say it was him. When you didn't stick, no. He gave us free will. The free will that he gave us, he loves us so much that he allows us to choose him.
But I do believe that there's a God ordained purposeful wife.
No. That part is definitely
Yeah.
generally spoken. That's clear. But I'm talking about there's somebody who said, and I know this person, I'm not gonna call them out, that God picks he never
He directs you to them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a different, you can
It is
tell
your
me.
decision to choose them.
Thank you very
You
much.
choose.
Let me go into the strawberry patch and tell me which way to go to get my strawberry.
Yeah. I mean,
you're not gonna go pick it for me and say, this
Yeah.
is the best one, because ultimately if I don't like it, you picked it for
Because
me.
if the Holy Spirit leads you to all truth, the truth of the matter is that's the one for me.
That's it. That's all.
But I have to now agree
Yeah.
Thank you.
and say that's the one for me.
So I just want to clear that up because I don't know what the comment section and all that other stuff. Sometimes you waiting and God didn't tell you to wait. You just got to be able to do what you got to do to be aware, to know what you got to do as well. As a man, we know that we have the choice. We are the person who, as a husband, a man finds. It doesn't say a woman find. So there's a role an assignment we have to be ready for when it's time. So I'm just saying all that to say, we definitely have to be mindful as men.
Yeah.
There's things we say we need from women, but how much of what we need from women that we uphold, exemplify,
Yeah. That's
good.
demonstrate.
Yes.
good.
Because I'm not asking you to do anything less than what I do.
That's good.
We all know about competition in sports. Our coaches, we respect those who've been in the trenches with us.
Yeah.
Y'all tell us to run through a wall, we'll run through a wall because we know you done ran through it.
Yeah.
And you made it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the same thing. So any man who's needing anything from a woman, that's fine. Definitely feel that way, but get past your feelings, get to it. Demonstrate it. Lead with that type of love.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, just for fun. This
Sure.
is just for fun.
Sure.
We got prayer, and you developed something because it's a tandem. But you started with prayer. You started with communication. What's yours?
Foot up.
What's yours?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say now in my relationship now, the thing that has really brought us together is the fact that we've taken the time to really, and I don't know how to say this, like we've taken the time to actually to know and to learn and to understand and to we're not caught up in what people do anymore. That's the reason why I said it is because growing up, even when I got married, it was the right thing for me to do at the time. Because I was young, she was pretty, and it was the right thing for us to do.
Yeah.
I'm in a different space now where I'm able to say, I'm not just going to do something because it's deemed the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
And that's why I had to say that because I don't believe that anything that I've done was a quote unquote mistake. I just look at it as it was just a training for where I'm going, right? Because I don't believe that I believe that God was in that as well. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I believe that God he's in the valley and he's in the mountain, right? I believe that my marriage, we've experienced valley experiences, right? But we've had some mountain experiences too. But for the truth of the matter is that I felt pressured to do things the way that people said I should do it. And for that being the case, my present relationship is now in a state of we're no longer pressured for that. I don't feel the need to feel pressured in that. Now we're doing things the right way. Let me be very honest with you.
Yeah,
we're
facts.
making sure that we are setting boundaries so that we don't have to repent.
That's good.
See, because
That's good.
because you have to, there's things that you have to do.
Hold on, can I say something?
Absolutely.
You so you're leading with this though. This is you bringing these things to the forefront.
I have to.
Perfect. I just want to make sure. Go ahead.
Let
Yeah,
me tell you
keep going.
why. Because, well, the good thing is that she's a believer, and I don't have to worry about that per se.
Yeah.
But I still have to provide the boundaries
Yes.
of this is what we need to do,
And she reciprocates.
and she reciprocates.
That's good.
So, prayer communication.
Yeah.
I have to say this is what we're going to do, so that we can stay on the right path.
Yeah.
If you take 20 all the way down, you'll eventually hit Great Adventures, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But if you veer off, it might take you a little bit longer.
He's from Jersey.
Yeah,
Everybody's in it. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like great.
Because it's Six Flags out here.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that I had to put things in place that I felt would benefit not just me but both of us, so that we would not have to experience the back end of things. I'd rather you do it on the front end, so you don't have to worry about it on the back end.
That's good.
So we're daily reminding ourselves of who we are and whose we are, so that we
But
don't.
you're
offend.
leading, and she's following.
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Because she understands who I am.
Yeah.
I didn't have to create signs or T-shirts.
The leadership that you're speaking of brings to the forefront of my mind how important it is for us as men not to allow ourselves to be moved based off of our need for that presence of that woman in our life.
Correct.
Because we shift ourselves.
Tilly, you don't know what you just said. You don't know what you just said. No. I have to say
Yes.
something. It's to the point where I told her that I don't want to be like this to you yet. Because what will happen is I will become so clingy that I will lose a part of me that is not ready for her yet. I was talking to Queen about this earlier.
Another boundary.
I had to be able to say, I can't give She said, babe, I feel like you're giving me 85%. I said, I am.
Yeah.
She said, but why? I said, because we're not there for 100% yet. Because if I do that, I will forfeit my purpose as my single man. Because remember, I'm not thinking about just this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm walking in purpose. So there's things that I need to do that needs me to stay focused so that when I'm done with that, I can now live in this.
Yeah.
Finalize your assignment.
Yes, sir.
I have to build a foundation before I live in the house.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
So I have to be very intentional.
Yeah.
It can't be late.
Yeah.
It can't be midnight.
And if she becomes more important than that,
Oh my God.
Before the right time.
Before the right time.
before the right time, yeah.
It smells good.
Yeah.
The cake looks good, but
Yeah.
it is not ready to partake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will get sick.
Yo.
It will poison you, and then you'll have to throw it all out.
Yeah. A good thing at the wrong time is the bad thing.
It's the bad thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if a woman does not understand that, she'll see you as the bad guy,
Correct.
Oh my God.
which is okay because it just means that she's not aligned.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to be mad about
But
it.
even in hearing your process of leading, like I want to act, like, do you realize what that's showing you? The representation of what that's showing you? Like, do you even realize the fact that you're leading in a way and setting certain boundaries, and her responses are telling you future wife. Like it's telling you what the future wife, what your future wife will be like is determined based on actions now.
Yeah.
It is, hey babe, this is something I did with my wife. I said, I don't like to be yelled at. When we argue with each other, don't cuss at me. I'm not gonna cuss at you. I'll never call you out your name.
Right.
Don't do that. Very bad trauma in that area. Don't do it. I told her straight up. This is when we was dating. She said, okay. We got in an argument during the dating. She yelled.
She did everything that you asked her.
She called me out of my name. And she said some cussing words.
Everything.
Right then and there. I said, I'll talk to you later, and I hung up the phone. That was my response. Why? Because I wanted to set the precedence of how serious I was about this.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Her response was not, F you, da-da-da. It was none of that. It was, came back, I'm sorry. I apologize. How do we move forward with this? And I tell you no lie, because of that response back then, the wife I have now was a representation of what she already showed me back then.
Wow.
She was showing me back then that, hey, if you tell me something, if I do something that wrongs you or that hurts you, and we come together and talk about it, I am willing and able and submissive enough to take that correction and learn and grow with you in that area.
That's good.
And I'm saying that to you because what you're having or what you're experiencing even now with your lady is a representation of what you have to look forward to in the future.
Absolutely.
This is so enlightening for me because in my fears, there are things that I'm seeing now in my woman because of this conversation that I have missed in seeing her value. And it's been right in my face the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, that mean he about to get married. 2025? Wedding bells, boy. I got to go back and
Let
finish
me go get my tongue.
I'm just saying, though, like seriously, like when we are as intentional as we are to create these spaces,
let's go.
we have to be just as intentional to see the woman's willingness to contour to what it is that we're trying to create.
Yeah.
And the only way you can be intentional in seeing it is if you're intentional in being it. You have to be what you are then able to see.
Yeah.
Because I definitely missed a lot of stuff because I wasn't on it. I wasn't on it. Now I'm listening to what y'all saying. I'm like, oh, all right, note taking. And I hope every man out here who's watching this gets a chance to see it. Women, if you have a man in your life, a brother, uncle, whomever, let them see this, because I'm telling you, I got 3 gems that I can actually now exemplify and work towards, because it is wisdom. You know, and I know we're gonna have to wrap this, and it's not because it's not rich. I think there's a lot to digest, and we can go on and on with this. But I'm telling you, raising my hand, because I'm the most single right now. I'm in this space where I'm loving what God's doing. I don't like singleness. I don't like being alone, but I love what God's doing with me. But I hear prayer, wisdom that was taken out the book ASAP. You led, communication. You knew how to speak. You knew how to be patient. You knew how to deliver. Boundaries. Like when you're living, you're setting the tone for what can be shown and how it can definitely grow if it's going to be reciprocated. Right. And those 3 alone for me has blessed me. Wow. I don't know what it's doing for y'all, but it's blessed me. And I'm telling you, with it's okay. Like don't play childlike games with a woman. Like be honest with yourself. Wherever you've grown, it's okay to show that growth. You guys know how to take care of yourselves. You go to the gym. If your lady wants to go to the gym with you and you're in the gym, it's okay for you to show her how to get into bicep curls, the right form, as long as she wants to learn. So show what you know that God is giving you. That wisdom then says, okay, let me put this out here and see if this fruit has seeds in it, where she can take the seeds and produce something. Because like you said, we have that, we lead. All of a sudden, they may have something that they see, and they'll have our back, and they'll give us something that we need to grow on. Yeah. That's where Kareem, tandem. Like, I'm a great student. I'm listening to y'all. I'm listening. I'm like, yo, this is stuff I've never heard in my life. No one's ever made it practical. We know about what it means to, you know, if you're passionate, you're not married, go ahead and get married so you won't burn. Right. Yeah. Like, all that stuff that sounds biblical, but then you're talking about how to talk to a lady to then see if she talks back the same way. I can pray. Would you pray with me? I can tell you, as bad as I want you, and you know you fine, because I know she see you rubbing on your skin. She rubbing on your cocoa skin. And you like, baby, don't do that, because you know, I love you. And she can respect that. Yeah. You giving me 85%, and she understands that you can articulate the 85 and not be tripping on you for the other 15. Is my math okay?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So exactly. I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all. We're gonna have to wrap it, but if there's anything that you guys can give as well as more encouragement, more advice before we end this segment, because it's beautiful, it's rich for me.
I'll jump in and say what the guys were saying. You know, because part of the beginning of this was, what do we think that we need from our women? You know, if you're dating, engaged, whatever, become the seed of that. I would say I would draw from that. Become the seed and sow into that area, and allow God to bring that increase for the relationship. Yeah. Do your part. When the farmer knows what they need, they sow a seed, and it starts with a seed.
Say it again. When the farmer
knows what they need, they sow a seed.
They sow a seed.
Wow.
T. Kareem.
All
right. There you have it.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
That's a good note to end right there.
That was a great note.
It's perfect.
Hey, so you know what you guys can do. Stay spirit fed, stay spirit led. You know what I'm talking about? Take care of your business. Sow the seed. If you need it, seed it. My dog said I did a co-bar. That was a co-bar. Hey, we love y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.
Cause I'm the man, I got the master